Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Dade and Coffee. So, just to kind of start out this morning's episode, just to let you all know, next week we will be falling on Tuesday and Thursday as planned, just a half an hour later than originally discussed. The idea was to start at 6, so we're going to be starting at 6:30 Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. on Sundays. Okay, so that is the direction that we're going to be going. Right. This morning's episode, Horns, Crowned, and Flame, we're going to be focusing on Asmodeus this morning. So I hope you're all ready for this morning's, I don't know if we should call this a morning mass. I don't think so. I don't think this is a morning mass. These are just episodes. Sunday is the mass. But what we're going to open with this morning, we gather not in worship, but in remembrance of our own infernality. We gather not to kneel, but to rise. Okay, I hope you guys got your coffee. Hope you guys are ready to go with this. Okay, so we're going to be talking about, starting out here, we're going to talk about what is self-deification. What is it? What's the point? Right? So, self-deification is not arrogance, it's responsibility. Okay, you're not pretending to be a god, unlike some organizations might have you believe. You're acting like someone who owns their life, their power, their damnation, and their salvation. Self-deification is understanding the control that you have over your own life. And it's regaining that control, finding that self-deification on the left-hand path is regaining that control. Society has a habit of beating that control out of us, making us feel like many things are out of reach because we don't have control. And to a certain degree, that's true, because society would have you focus on everything external to yourself. The left-hand path would have you focus only on yourself. It means you no longer wait for fate, gods, or karma. You act. So an example that could be given someone working a 9-to-5 while building a business on the side. They're not waiting to be chosen. They're not waiting for another opportunity. They are choosing themselves every single day. And that is, and will be, kind of like the biggest aspect of the left-hand path and self-deification is choosing yourself. Choosing who it is that you want to be every day. Choosing where you want to go, the direction you want to go, and what you want to earn in your life every single day. Okay? Your horns are not shame. They are a symbol of what you survived. Curse. Good morning. You're finally not sleeping in. Yeah. I feel that one. That is that is an everyday occurrence so far with me. But we're getting there. So again, your horns are not shame. They're a symbol of what you survived. The flame that you burn with can be different things. Or it can be all of these things. It could be your trauma, it could be your anger, it could be your hunger, it could be your desire. The flame takes a different form every time that it incarnates and we grab hold of it. Your crown wasn't gifted. It was scorched into you. So the things that you survived in your life, and a lot of people like to compare themselves to other people. Like, hey, like, you know, like, oh, what I'm going through isn't as bad as what this person's going through. And that helps to a certain degree. That helps us to say, I can get through this, which is the main reason why people do that. But at the same time, it's also important not to play down what it is that you've been through, what it is that you've gone through, what it is that you're going through. Like, it's important not to play that off. It's important not to say that it's not that bad, because it's bad for you. It's difficult for you. That's the important part, right? And it will always be difficult for you. It'll always be hard for you to deal with, right? Yeah, it might not be as bad as what some other people are going through, but it's still bad for you. But it's important to understand that there's two aspects to that. That, yeah, you're going through a hard time. Yes, you're struggling. Yes, you're going through something that could be considered traumatic, but you're also coming out on the other side of it. So it's important to understand both of those aspects and not to focus on one or the other. Because focusing on one or the other, one makes you a victim and then takes away your power. And one says you shouldn't be complaining and you shouldn't be feeling bad about it, which then takes away the pride of the survival. Right? So these are two different sides of things. So you need to be able to look at both sides of that. Lilith 1984, welcome, welcome, welcome. And good morning and welcome to Satan and Coffee. Self-Deification is the act of saying, I earned this. So a lot of people, this is an interesting one. Earn and deserve. Right? So some people, for some reason, like to sit there and think about, like, when you say, I deserve this, is being self-entitled, right? It's being arrogant, that you deserve something. It depends on how you look at it. So here's the thing. I believe that you have to believe that you deserve something before you allow yourself to earn it. Because if you don't believe that you deserve something, if you sit there and say, I don't deserve this, well, then you're going to self-sabotage. You're not going to allow yourself to earn, you know, that thing that you want, because you don't believe that you deserve it. And we know in the left-hand path more than anyone that your mental state going into something is going to dictate whether or not, you know, you actually achieve it. It's really hot there in the UK. It's actually cooling down here in Mexico right now because we're in the rainy season, and we're both doing all right. She's sleeping at the moment, and I'm doing this. Hence the reason there's no camera on. Right? I need to be broadcasting or sleeping behind me. So, but yeah, she's doing well. She's doing well. So when we talk about deserving and earning, I think that's an important thing to always kind of understand and remember when we're talking about this stuff, is you need to believe that you deserve something, that you have, you know, paid your dues, and that you deserve it. You know, if there's a promotion at work and you've been busting your ass at that job for, I don't know, a year, 2 years, 3 years, doesn't matter. You need to believe inside yourself that you deserve the promotion. Otherwise, if you don't believe that you deserve it, with the work you've done to earn it, then you're going to self-sabotage and you're not going to get it. If you want to run your own business, if you don't believe that you deserve to run your own business, to have a successful business, then you're going to find ways to self-sabotage. And chances are you're probably not going to do it, because if you don't believe that you deserve something, then you're not going to get off your ass and do it. That's just how it works. That's just how it is. Right? So you need to believe that you deserve something, and then you need to go in and earn it. Right. So a lot of people I've spoken with in the past kind of have issue when I say that you need to believe that you deserve something. To deserve something doesn't inherently mean that you're entitled to it. To deserve something means that you are worthy of it and you are worthy of wanting it. And that can apply to anything and everything. It can apply to your job. It can apply to your personal health. It can apply to your relationships. If you don't believe that you deserve in your life someone that is going to, love and care about you and be there for you, the way that you want them to be, if you don't believe that you deserve that, then are you actually going to get it? Or are you going to settle for a toxic, narcissistic, relationship dynamic? You need to believe in what you deserve. It's about believing in self. We've all been through the ringer. Most of us have, at least, in one way or another. And we need to believe in the things that we want and believe that we deserve them. And then eventually, so long as we believe that we deserve it, the universe will comply. We will align our energies with the things that we want and desire, so long as we believe and feel that we deserve them. Right? So, power is not found in the grand. It's claimed in the everyday. This is another important thing. A lot of people have this idea that there's some type of, ritualistic hack, right? That you go in and you can claim some power or something like that, in using magic. There's a post that I put up on Instagram a few weeks ago. Yeah. And the way that this was worded, I really kind of appreciated the wording on this. That was important for people to hear this the way that I put it out, right? It says everyone is trying to manifest some fantasy. I mean, like manifest accountability, manifest discipline, manifest facing your darkness, and fix your shit. And I think this is something that, like, especially in the magical community, not enough people are talking about this, right? A lot of people, not enough people are taking this this direction with it. And I think this is the most important direction in the occult, because we're sitting here, we're talking about, right, like everybody wants to manifest like some fantastical idea of what the occult is, and talks about like these Hollywood level experiences that they have with the demonic or whatever, right? And I keep repeating this example, but I remember having somebody on Apocrypha and them coming on the show and talking about how they did a ritual to Lucifer, and then they're like, yeah, there's like this, this black hole, whatever, opened up above my altar, and Lucifer's hand reached through and grabbed me by the throat, and yada yada. I'm like, so sad. That's not what the occult is. That's not the hidden that you're uncovering. It doesn't work that way. I mean, if you would have like specified, like, in my mind's eye, this is what happened, right? It's like, okay, I can fight with it. But he was being quite literal in explaining his experience. And I'm sorry, there is a necessity to call out potential mental illness in this, right? And not play into what could be considered mass hysteria, right? Into what this stuff is. There physical manifestation? Yes, there's physical manifestation. I talk about an occurrence that happened to me quite often. The first time that I worked with Lucifer, where my left eye, I believe it was, or my right eye, I think it was my left eye, just like randomly started bleeding for 3 days. No pain. There's no pain. There's no vision issues. Like, I could still see perfectly fine, but out of my tear ducts, just blood coming out of both sides of my eye, and just the one eye for some reason. And And I have photographs of it, and there's also an episode of, I believe it was still called The Malice Experience when it happened, on the YouTube of me in the middle of a, stream, and, like I felt something on my face, and that was another weird thing too, right? It's like I could barely feel it, but I felt something on my cheek, and I touched my face, and there's blood coming out of my face, live on stream. So yeah, it happened for 3 days. It stopped, and then nothing. At least it's documented. So is there physical manifestation? Yeah, of course there's physical manifestation. Am I going to say that I am 100% unequivocally certain that was a physical manifestation of, the ritual that I did with Lucifer? No. But I'm going to sit here and say that the doctors that I went to didn't know why it was happening. Because anytime I mentioned to a doctor that my eye was bleeding, they thought I was talking about a bloodshot eye. And I'm like, no, there's like blood is coming out of my eyeball. So, yes, is there physical manifestation in ritual? Of course, there's going to be physical manifestation in ritual, but 90% of the time, the physical manifestation that is going to happen after a ritual is going to be the physical manifestation of you achieving the things that you want to achieve, because the rituals are aligning your energy with the energies that you want to be aligned with. If that makes any sense. Okay. Choosing to get up and fight for yourself again every day is part of the small part of, choosing yourself every day. Setting boundaries and keeping them, right? Protecting yourself with the boundaries that you set with the people around you. This is choosing yourself every day, right? These are the small everyday actions that claim your power. Setting the limits and boundaries of what behavior is and isn't acceptable with you and around you. Saying no without guilt. This is a tough one for me. I definitely have a people-pleasing aspect to me, and saying no without feeling guilty is a hard one. And I'm glad that that's something that I'm continually learning how to do. I'm doing the uncomfortable shit no one will see, but you'll feel. Choosing yourself even when no one else is looking. Doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do, and not because someone is going to see it and praise you for it. And now the right thing, I mean, that's subjective to you, your life, your moral compass. But, I think this is also another aspect, like at least with some people, that gets fucking lost in translation when it comes to the left-hand path, is doing the right thing. Being left-hand path, being someone that works with the demonic, doesn't make you an evil piece of shit. There's still morality involved in this, yeah? There's still a compass that's followed, even if it's just yours, right? So, just to kind of throw an example out there, it's like, you didn't skip your meds. You worked out even when you didn't want to. You wrote the thing, drew the sigil, said the prayer, didn't call your toxic ex. These are stones in your crown. These are all choices that you make for yourself. Right? Choose yourself every day. Allow yourself to grow. So, Asmodeus, right? Fire and desire. Asmodeus is the flame of self-deification. Asmodeus represents the fire of sacred desire. Not just lust, but willpower, right? Fire is both creative and destructive. What have you burned down in your life to stand where you are? What desires have you been told to deny, right? So going with that first part there, right? What have you built the power up to burn down and say, this is no longer serving me and I need to move past this? Right? What have you destroyed that maybe you didn't want to destroy? Maybe it hurt you to destroy it, but you knew you needed to destroy it. You needed to take away that connection. You needed to break that link. That's one of the hardest things to do in life, is to break away from the things that, are holding you back. 666, welcome to Satan and Coffee. Good morning and hail. So one of the hardest things about choosing yourself, when you choose yourself in the left-hand path, is destroying something that you're comfortable with, right? That is a big, big thing, right? Because there are a lot of things in life that we're comfortable with, that we've built comfort zone around. And a comfort zone, safety, comfortability is stagnation, right? It breeds stagnation. Stagnation breeds death, right? Maybe not a physical death, maybe not actually physically dying, at least not initially, but, death of creativity, death of drive, death of desire and want, right? Stagnation is definitely something that we don't want to fall into. And we have a habit of falling into stagnation when we fall into the idea that we cannot destroy the things that are comfortable around us. And sometimes this means moving away from certain friend circles, not holding on to friends that you've had for years, simply because you've had them for years. Exactly. You got to evolve and cycle with the universe. You'll return to it. I like that. Yeah, most definitely. 100%. And I think this is where a lot of people fall into kind of like an issue. It's like when we talk about the people that we have around us, like, so there's a saying that I fully believe in, that you are the 5 people you have closest to you, right? You are a combination of the 5 people you have closest to you. And if you look at the things that you want in your life, if you look at your desires, and we think about self-deification in this sense, and that black flame that burns so hot inside of us, and if those people that you have around you are no longer aligned with the things that you want in your life, then why in the fuck are you keeping them around? Because they've been around? That's not enough to keep people in your life. Just because somebody has been there doesn't necessarily mean they've been there in a quality sense, right? And there's another thing I always say when it comes to people that I have in my life: quality over quantity, right? I have my partner, I have my son, and my best friend. That is it. That's all I need. That's all I got, right? Like, as far as people that are on my inner circle, right? So, yeah, most people will try to keep you down. Most people, there is truth in secrecy and silence, right? And I think, as much as I hate to mention the Wiccan read, left-hand path, web show here, there's some truth in that line. It says, dare to be silent, right? Keep your fucking mouth shut, right? Go ghost, right? Work on your shit in silence. Let the world know about it when it is completed, when it is out there, when it is tangible, right? Because you don't know who's going to want to tear that shit down. You don't. And it also takes away drive. So here's another thing. Here's a scientific fact about talking about your shit. Science now. When you talk about the goals that you want to achieve, it produces the same reaction in the brain as if you actually achieve them, which takes away drive in you wanting to do that thing. And this plays into the idea and understanding the brain doesn't know the difference between you talking about something and something being actually true, which is why it's also very important not to talk shit about yourself. Self-deprecating humor is one of the worst things that you can practice, right? on a day-to-day level. Because if you're talking shit about yourself, the brain legitimately does not understand the difference between you just talking shit about yourself and you actually not being worthy. Manifest, exactly. You manifest this shit. So when it comes to a project, if you're building a business and you have this wonderful, great idea, right? The brain connects to the body, exactly. So if you have this wonderful, great idea for a business, don't talk about it. Build it, manifest it, and then show everybody. Don't just fucking talk about it. Execute it. And then let the world see it. Anything and everything you're doing in your life. Build it in silence, and then just show the world what you've earned. Show the world what you know you've deserved and how you've earned it. And then talk about the process later. But I think one of the biggest problems, when it comes to, just this idea of self-deification and people achieving their goals, one of the biggest problems that continually happens with people is they talk about it and then it doesn't happen. Right? And it doesn't happen because they talked about it. Exactly. I never get anywhere in life until I stop caring about what other people expected of me. Exactly. And the thing is when we talk about the goals and things that we want to achieve in our life, what we're talking about, the reason why we're talking about it is because we want validation. We want acceptance. We want people to look at us and go, oh, that's an amazing idea. And then we do nothing about it. Right? Stop talking about it and just do it. Right? Like, I hate to sound like a fucking Nike commercial, but there's truth in that statement. Just do it. Don't talk about it. Just do it. People ask me all the time about rituals with Baphomet. How do you do rituals with Baphomet, Atius? Just do it. People hate that answer. They absolutely hate that answer. Validated procrastination will kill your dreams. Oof. Powerful stuff right there. Yes. But I mean, that's just the truth of it, right? That is just the truth of it. People hate that answer. Just do it. Don't think about it. Don't talk about it. Don't ask me how to do it. Just do it. How's it feel right? Does it feel right when you're doing it? Then do it. Don't ask me how to do it. There is, in my opinion, no right way or wrong way to do ritual. And the reason I say that, like, if you're going like a traditionalist sense, then look up the correspondence and what have you and go that direction with it if that's what's fulfilling to you. But at the end of the day, not everybody has access to what would be used in a a traditionalist sense of a ritual. Some people aren't allowed to. Some people want to walk the left-hand path and be an occultist, but are in a situation where they're not allowed to be one. Right? Whether that be, governmental legal overreach in the country that they live in, their parents, whatever. So at the end of the day, do whatever it is that you are able to do, what you're capable of doing, and just stop asking. There's more than enough information online. You don't need to be asking me how to do a ritual. Right? And if I'm going to give anyone any kind of advice when it comes to ritual work, the first temple that you need to build is the temple inside your mind. Exactly. Everyone has different strengths, So it makes rules for rituals and things like that kind of weird. It's not. We're not in the 1600s anymore. So, and that's also like another great example right there, actually. If you think about it, in the 1600s when witches were being burned, or at least people being accused of being witches, people didn't have altars inside their houses. They used a tree stump, right? Lit a small campfire. Did what they were able to do. Collected herbs in the forest, right? I mean, think about it. These people aren't, building elaborate temples and altars to their gods or, the infernal. They're using whatever nature provided to them. because it's all they had. Because, you can light up a campfire, use a tree stump as an altar, and make it look like you were camping for a night. Yeah, ritual or ritual. I was camping. Need some fresh air. Get the fuck out of here. So, yeah, Now, what desires have you been told to deny? So, society has this, people in society. I think just people. I mean, I think it's societally, like systemic inside of society, but it's usually just people. People have a habit of telling you that you're dreaming too big, right? If your will is not having to follow rules and Christianize your practice. Exactly. 100%. 100%. Society has this habit, and people in society have this habit. When we say that we want something, again, this is why you never tell people what you want before you start working on it. Telling you that it's a ridiculous idea. It's a stupid idea. You shouldn't, you shouldn't do it. It's a waste of time. Right? You're wasting your time. You're wasting your energy. Right? Get a normal 9-to-5 job. Work to make somebody else's dreams come true. Right? Have kids, buy a house, and then fucking die. At least that's what I grew up with, right? Like I grew up with the idea of you can't dress that way, you can't look that way, you can't talk that way, you shouldn't listen to that kind of music, you shouldn't watch those kinds of movies, you shouldn't draw those kinds of pictures. I always found it funny as an artist growing up as like a kid, a teenager, and a young adult. The unfathomable amount of people that ask me the stupidest fucking question in the world. Why can't you draw nice pictures? Why can't you draw flowers and happy people? It's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know this was fucking Mr. Rogers' fucking neighborhood. Right? I didn't know this was fucking Sesame Street. Like, I mean, you must be fucking on one if you think that, like, that's, all that exists. Like, Grandpa told me, life's a bitch and then you die. He was a devoted Christian. Yeah. I mean, that is, unfortunately, I mean, that is, the outlook of most Christians. Like, I mean, is the, you inevitably suffer in life. Your suffering in life is your ticket to heaven. You endure, the hardships of life, you die, and then you get access to heaven. And the one thing I love about the left-hand path, and I love about occultism, especially, the infernality of it, working with the infernal, is the side of heaven can be here. I'm alive now. Right? I'm going to be a good person because doing the right thing is the right thing, not because I'm going to virtue signal that shit and say, look at what I did. Like, the acts of kindness that I've given to people don't need to be discussed. I don't need other people's validation of the things that I've done to help others. It's nobody else's business. It's between me and the person that I helped. That's it. I don't need validation for that shit. Right? I don't need the church to sing my praises or my congregation to sing my praise and say, oh, he's a good person. He's got a good heart. No. I want them to think I'm a dick. I'm not going to lie. Right? I want people to think I'm a fucking asshole because I am. End of story. And unless you deserve my kindness, you're not going to get it. I'm not going to waste my kindness on people who don't fucking deserve it. Why am I going to be fucking nice to you if you're a fucking asshole? I'm not. And that's a boundary. That's protecting me in my life. Right? Because that energy that you put out to other people, that energy, gets wasted. Like, right? Like, if, like, it's so cliche now, but, LaVeyan Satanism, Anton LaVey was the first person that kind of presented that idea, right? Love to those that deserve it instead of love wasted on ingrates. Because when you try to spread your love across everything and everyone, You know, you make it less for the people that actually deserve it. Worshippers are nice because we are honest. Exactly. And that self-honesty is, that is a very important part, right? We talked about on Wednesday is we were focusing on Belial, and in the focus on Belial, we talked about being honest, right? When kind of working towards what you want in your life and improving your own life, is being honest with yourself is the hardest thing in the world to do, right? But we're nice because we're honest, right? Like, we protect people not because, you know, it looks nice on social media, because it's the right thing to do, right? You know, I really hate people that, you know, stage acts of kindness and throw it up on YouTube. Like, look at what I do, right? Unless you're some like jackass like Mr. Beast that has millions of dollars to buy somebody a fucking house, right? You know, and even then, you know, I mean, I think him doing it on YouTube is what gives them the money to do it. Debatable on how much of it's actually real. But at the end of the day, doing what is right because it's right. That's it. I have a friend who's a Jehovah's Witness. I'm sorry. And he is a nice person, but not because he really is a nice person. He's nice because he has been told over and over he will go to heaven. So, yeah, that's sad stuff. Religious people are scared of truth, honesty, and their true self. Devil worshippers are brave and honest with themselves and face reality. Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, you know, there's truth in that, right? Being scared of truth, your true self, right? So denying yourself of who you are, being a dick or not, you know, you're limiting yourself. You're limiting your ability to do things, right? And the thing is then you just then you're just two-faced, right? And I'm not a dick just to be a dick, but the thing is like, I am, and I always will be that person that believes like, you need to earn my respect. You need to earn that shit. Like, I mean, I'll give you common human courtesy, and that's what I call it. I call it courtesy. It's not respect, right? Like, affording someone, you know, initial niceties is just human courtesy. It's not respect. Me being courteous doesn't mean I fucking respect you. Like, if you want my respect, you gotta earn that shit. You don't just fucking get it, right? You'll get common courtesy. I'll give you that. That human courtesy. Everyone says is natural human respect. It's not fucking human respect. It's common courtesy. It's bullshit niceties. So we can seemingly get along with each other. Let's call it what it is, right? It's not fucking respect. That's not respect. Yeah, exactly. You know, so at the end of the day, you know, if I meet you for the first time and I'm being nice, it's not because I fucking respect you. It's just common courtesy, not to be a complete fucking jackass when you first meet somebody. Now, during those first initial reactions, I'll decide whether or not I actually respect you. And then from there, behavior follows accordingly. Now, I'm the type of person that, am I going to, you know, outright tell you you're a fucking asshole and I don't like you? Maybe not initially, but if there's somebody that I don't like and they keep trying to make contact with me or they keep trying to talk to me, I'm very direct. I've told people that, you know, have hit me up asking me for ritual services or asking me for how to or whatever in my DMs on Instagram or wherever, you know, I've told them, I say, look, I've looked through your profile. I've listened to what you've had to say here. I don't like you. Stop talking to me. Well, why am I going to bullshit you? Like, what am I serving by bullshitting you and making you feel better about yourself? If I don't fucking like you, I don't fucking like you. And I think, honestly, people need to do this shit more often. Because the thing is one thing I've noticed, like, this is just a societal thing. Like, it's not a cultural thing. Like, people don't like being direct. People don't like saying exactly how they feel. And it causes so many fucking problems. Right? Like, somebody gets so irritated with someone else. They're like, oh, yeah, I fucking hate it. Well, tell them that. The fuck are you telling me for? Oh, I'm just venting. Well, that's fine. But if you're not going to do anything about it, the fuck are you telling me for? I'm not going to make it better. Tell me you don't fucking like them. Yeah, exactly. Right? Fucking waste your fucking time telling me about how much you hate this other fucking person. Tell them you fucking hate them. Oh, no, I can't do that. Why can't you fucking do that? Why? Why can't you tell me fucking... Why can't... Hey, dude, you're a fucking dick, man. Leave me a fucking alone. Like, why? Why not? Right? Like, I'm sorry. You know, I'm not going to sit there and say that my feelings might not be hurt if somebody says that to me, but fuck, I'll respect you a shit ton more. Right? I mean, you know, just... But that's the thing. It's like people are so, oh, I'm going to hurt their feelings or I'm going to upset them. It's like, yeah, but it's not really your place to, like, protect other people's emotional well-being. Right? It's one of the reasons why, like, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm sorry. Political correctness does not align with the left-hand path. It just fucking doesn't. Right? At least, like, overtly, like, direct political correctness, like the nauseating level of political correctness. It doesn't align with the left-hand path. It fucking doesn't. Because people that practice political correctness are inevitably bullshitting other people. They are inevitably lessening themselves to make someone else feel better about themselves. And it doesn't compute, man. It fucking doesn't. Like, I can't stand political correctness. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go out of my fucking way and try to fucking just offend people to offend them. That's too easy. Right? Especially in today's society. Fucking hell. But at the end of the day, if I say something that offends you, I don't fucking care. I don't care. I have my opinions. I have my ideas. If you don't like them, get the fuck out of here. Fucking leave. I don't care. I have lost massive amounts of subscribers because of shit that I've said. I don't fucking care. It's not a fucking popularity contest. I'm not on here trying to get millions of fucking subs. I'm on here to fucking speak my fucking truth and put shit out there and hopefully help somebody find their own fucking power. Hopefully someone will hear something that they need to hear to get off their fucking ass and get their shit done and fix their shit. That's why I'm on here. That's what it's about. I don't give a fuck about anything else. If I say something that pisses you off, deal with it. Cope. I don't have to fucking tell you. Eat a fucking Snickers. What? Expecting me to play pretend and lie offends me. Right? Exactly. So, all right, going further into this, right? Desire is divine or infernal. I say divine or infernal because I don't like the contradiction of saying the infernal divine or the divine infernal. It's an oxymoron. It doesn't make any fucking sense. So the divine or the infernal, whichever direction you want to go. Okay? Desire is divine or infernal when it drives you or drives your becoming the best version of yourself, right? So that fire inside of you, that desire for what you want, becomes your drive to become that thing, right? Society says desire is sin. Fuck that. Everything operates off of desire. You want a family? Desire. You want a better job? Desire. You want a big house? Desire. Everything runs off of desire. And coveting, Coveting is what keeps the fucking economy going. Right? So denying your desire to create, speak out, or build something is a form of spiritual self-mutilation. Let me repeat that one more time. Denying your desire to create, speak out, or build something is a form of spiritual self-mutilation. Dumbing yourself down, censoring yourself because you are afraid of offending people around you is spiritual self-mutilation. When you feed your fire, art, business, ambition, you're practicing through the flame. You're living through the flame. Exactly. 100% fucking does. No, look, we're tribal animals at the end of the day. Like, let's be completely honest. We are, and always have been, tribal animals. The biggest issue with social media and things like that is that our tribal nature maybe extends out to 30, 40 people at a time in a small tribe, right? Our brains have not evolved past that point. And social media not only fucks up your dopamine and serotonin delivery, but it also completely screws with that tribal aspect of the mind, because we were never designed to have contact with millions of fucking people at the same fucking time. We just weren't. We probably never will be. Which is why there are so many mental illnesses now connected to social media usage. Right? Social media is a powerful thing. It's a wonderful thing. But the problem is like when you go in, like I've had to train myself not to give a shit about the amount of likes and comments and shit like that I get on posts. Like I create something and I post it and then I forget about it. Right? If something relevant pops up, like a comment or something, I'll revisit the post and I'll answer the comment, whatever. But once I post something, it's dead. It's gone. That's it. Right? And I think the problem is people don't do that. They post something and they keep going back and checking. It's like, oh, did I get a comment? Did I get a like? Because of that dopamine hit, right? And I've just legitimately trained myself just to be like, you know, forget about it. Just let it go. Move on. Post it. Be good. Be done. Go away. Right? So anyway, with that being said, okay, I'm going to repeat what I said in the beginning. Slave to the following. Ooh, I like that one, Maeve. You were not made to kneel. You were not cast down. You descended by choice. The flame that forged your suffering now tempers your crown. You are not becoming a god. You already are one. Start acting like it. Sorry, my son is messaging me incessantly. So, with that, all that being said, I thank you all for coming to Satan and Coffee this morning. You guys are fucking amazing. And as always, hail thy fucking self. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Apocrypha. Peace the fuck out.